Today's consumers are bombarded with ads and have learned how to tune out, which means, as a business, you need to take a few extra steps to reach your audience in a way that feels authentic to them. Enter content marketing. Content marketing goes beyond, my name is company X and I'm selling product Y for Z dollars. It's more about building a connection with your audience and creating a narrative around your brand that's more authentic, engaging, and tailored for your audience. I personally like to think of it as cyclical. The more valuable content you create, the more you can build a relationship with them that trusts you and looks to you as an industry authority. When your audience trusts you, they're more willing to do business with you and remain loyal because you're doing more than just selling a product or service. You're providing additional value that shows how and why you are the solution to their pain points and needs. Consistent, high quality, and engaging content impacts decision-making more than any other technique. Done right, content marketing can make you become a credible, authoritative resource on topics that matter to potential customers. Now, the content in content marketing can be anything from blogs, high-res imagery, videos, tutorials, infographics, podcasts, newsletters, ebooks, and webinars, all of which can demonstrate how your product or service can answer specific questions people have and provide them with something they can't get anywhere else. It's also the best way to turn your product, no matter how common, into something that's not like everyone else's. Okay, so now that we have a better idea of what content marketing is, we can now take a look at how to develop a strategy. The trending phrase of the moment is content is king. And a lot of business owners assume that it's just a matter of posting more to Instagram or jumping on the latest social media challenge. Not exactly. A content strategy is your blueprint and the heart of your marketing efforts that details how and why every piece of content will be created, managed, distributed, and analyzed. As with any plan, a content strategy will also outline objectives for your content, proposed outcomes, and delivery. I always say that you shouldn't be creating content for content's sake. Your entire content strategy exists to help you achieve specific goals for your business. Every decision your team makes about content, from copywriting to design to distribution, will be influenced by these goals. These goals can be used as your quote unquote North Star in figuring out the type of content that needs to be created that speaks to these goals, as well as creating correspondent KPIs or key performance indicators that help you measure the success of all of your efforts. The key to creating compelling content is knowing exactly who you're trying to connect with and how your content can best serve them. By identifying your audience's demographics and motivators, and this extends to items like knowing what they care about, what problems they need solved, and what will make their lives easier, it then puts you in a better position to understand their unique needs and, by extension, come up with ideas that will really connect with them. You can't really go in any direction if you don't know where you're coming from. This is why a content audit is necessary to assess what previously resonated most with your audience, identify gaps in your topic clusters, and brainstorm fresh content ideas. Looking at your previous top performing and lowest performing content can inform which types you can double down on, what to remove, and what you can do differently going forward. You have to meet your audience where they are. While you may think that you should launch a podcast because it seems as if everyone has one these days, you should first find out if your audience actually listens to podcasts in the first place. It's better practice to create content types that your audience actually consumes, Otherwise, you'll end up wasting time and resources creating content that won't connect with them at all. Your content can only work if it gets in front of the right people. But with so many options, it's hard to know what will help you make the most impact. Once again, this will reflect where your audience spends most of their time. If your audience prefers long-form video content, you can consider publishing to YouTube. If you have a younger audience that likes quick content, TikTok and Instagram might be the best option. If your audience is more B2B, then you may want to focus your efforts on LinkedIn. Now, it's time to start coming up with content ideas to focus on. The best place to start is by doing keyword research with your target audience in mind. You can tap into this based on what they typically search for online. Tools like BuzzSumo, Google Trends, Answer the Public, Ubersuggest, and Keywords Everywhere are gold mines of consumer insight that you can use to create fresh, ultra useful content because you'll be creating pieces that specifically answers their questions. Publishing consistently is one of the keys to a successful content strategy. So it's important to keep your team on track with an organized editorial calendar, which provides an overview of your content and when it'll be published. No matter how often you decide to publish, using a calendar will ensure that you can budget in the right amount of time and, most importantly, stick to your deadlines. And there you have it. Once you can break down exactly what you're trying to accomplish with your content through your defined goals, who you're creating these pieces for, where you intend to reach them, and your expected outcomes, you're well on your way to building a sound content strategy that will connect with your audience, build your authority, and gain long-term returns. Thank you so much for tuning in.